Hi, guys. I hope you've had another wonderful day. It's definitely been very windy outside, but hopefully you've gotten to get out and enjoy it a little bit. We're going to continue with our story today. This is again All the Answers by Kate Messner, and we are on chapter 23, which is called The Appointment. So you know your jeans won't last longer if you didn't throw them in the wash every other day. Ava jumped about a mile, but Mom didn't even notice. She'd walked right back through Ava's open door and was piling folded laundry onto the closet shelves. When Mom turned around, Ava couldn't stop staring. Where was it? Where was the cancer? In her brain? In her lungs, like their neighbor, Mrs. Groves, who died last year? But Mrs. Groves was a smoker. Mom didn't do that. Could she still have lung cancer? Mom dropped a pile of socks on Ava's dresser, then held out a piece of paper. Here's your permission slip for the field trip on Monday. At first, Ava just stared at that too. Her mom shook the paper. Ava took it and looked down at the cheerful signature, sending her to her doom. Where'd you get this? She'd been so careful not to leave it around. Mr. Avery emailed it to me. He thought you might have misplaced yours. Mom gave her a pointed look. You know how we feel about these things, Ava. All you need to do is try. I know you're nervous, so I told Mr. Avery I'd come along to chaperone. Think it sounds like fun anyway. If it's awful, you can sit out the more difficult courses and read, okay? I promise. Ava stared at her mom again. Mom couldn't go on that field trip. She couldn't be climbing around in the trees. She was sick. Only she didn't even know it. Ava's eyes drifted from the top of her mother's head down her tall, lean body. She looked so healthy. Maybe the pencil was wrong. It was wrong about Jason liking Sophie. Oh, please, please, please let it be wrong about this, Ava thought. Why are you looking at me like that? Sorry, I was just thinking. I must have zoned out, Ava shrugged. She tried to look at her mom's face, tried to keep from scanning her body as if she could make the cancer light up and show itself. Do you feel okay? Ava blurted. Yes, Mom frowned. Why? What's wrong? Are you really this worked up over a field trip? Ava shook her head. She needed to know if Mom felt anything unusual, but she couldn't ask that. I asked how you feel because you look tired. I'd be less tired if you and Marcus would wear your clothes more than 10 minutes before you put them in the wash. Sorry, Ava said. Thanks for the permission slip. Yeah, I know you really mean that. Mom laughed and squatted down next to her at the desk. Remember, you're not only really smart and super kind and fast, something like that. Anyway, you're a pretty brave bunny, too. Ava felt a thump in her throat. That quote, or something like it, was from an Easter book she and Mom used to read, The Country Bunny and the Little Gold Shoes. Easter was 5 months away. Would Mom even be there then? The lump in Ava's throat swelled up and tears spilled out of her eyes. Oh, honey, Mom wrapped her in a hug. I can tell you're having a tough day, but everything's going to be fine. No, it wasn't, but Ava didn't know why, but Mom didn't know why, and Ava couldn't tell her. All she could do was cry. Finally, Ava got her sobs under control, and Mom gave her one more squeeze before she stood up. You are going to be fine, and I mean it. I'll be there for you on the field trip, okay? Ava nodded. She knew she'd start crying again if she tried to talk. Mom started to leave. Ava held onto the armrest of her chair. She wanted to jump up and tackle Mom and have Dad rush her to the hospital. But what would she say? My pencil says you're sick? Mom pulled the door closed behind her, and Ava turned back to the pencil. She needed to think. She needed more information. Ava took a deep breath. Her hand trembled as she wrote, What kind of cancer does my mom have? Breast cancer, the voice said. Ava wanted to throw up. She had to tell Mom about the pencil so she'd go to the hospital and get help. But what if Mom didn't believe it? What if she wouldn't even try the pencil for herself? Ava looked down at the thing. It didn't even look a little bit believable. It was a weird, too bright blue color, and now it was getting stubby from all that sharpening, too. What Ava needed was for her mom to go to the doctor and find out on her own. That was how people were supposed to find out they were sick. There must be some test they could do for breast cancer. Ava didn't have to tell Mom about the pencil or the cancer. She just had to get her to see a doctor. Mom believed doctors, so she'd do what they said, and then she could get better without the pencil getting involved at all. if it was the kind of cancer that they could treat. On Boston Med, most of it wasn't, and people lost their hair with all that treatment and then died anyway, and everybody cried. Ava's eyes burned with tears. No, no, no. She swiped them with her sleeve and grabbed the pencil. Is my mom's cancer the kind that kills people really fast no matter what? The pencil didn't answer. How could it ignore her question at a time like this? It would probably tell her that stupid cancer has free will too. Ava stood up and swallowed hard. The lump in her throat didn't go away, but she took a deep breath and went down to the kitchen. Mom? What's up? Mom was scrubbing a brownie pan in the sink as if everything was just fine. And if she didn't have cancer somewhere eating, as if she didn't have cancer somewhere eating away at her. Have you been to the doctor lately? Not in a while. Mom put the brownie pan upside down on the counter and tossed Ava a dish towel. How come? She started loading silverware into the dishwasher. Ava picked up the pan and started drying. Just wondering, we were talking in health class about how when you get older, you should go for checkups more often. There was a fleck of burned brownie stuck in one corner of the pan. Ava scraped it up with her fingernail and tried to make her voice sound casual, but her heart was pounding in her chest. Like to get screened for cancer and stuff. Do you do that? Well, sure. How often? Once a year. Is this year's coming up soon? Ava blurted. Actually, I think it's next week. Mom started to look up at the calendar over the sink, but then she turned and looked at Ava. Why are you asking me this? Have you been watching Boston Med again? No, I told you we were talking about it in school. Ava turned, grateful to have the brownie pan to put away so she could hide her watery eyes. And they told us to remind our parents, it's homework. There, that ought to do it. Well, far be it from me to blow off your homework. Mom squinted at the calendar, then frowned. I actually have my annual mammogram scheduled for Monday. I'll need to switch that. It's the same day as your field trip. Don't do that. You should go to your appointment. I'm sure they have plenty of other. Ava, Mom folded her arms, you are not getting out of the field trip. I'll go on the field trip by myself, Ava blurted. She thought fast. I'm just tired today. I was nervous, but I did the balance beams in gym for practice, and I think it's going to be fun. But I want to do it on my own. She did her best to look brave and independent. I want to prove to myself that I can do it, and if you're there chaperoning, Ava shrugged. Really? Mom looked at her. Ava made a decision. If risking her life swinging above the trees on a bunch of flimsy cables was the only way to get her mom to the doctor, that was that. She'd go on the stupid field trips and Mom would go to the doctor. Really? Ava nodded. I'm sure they have enough chaperones anyway. They always sign up extras. Mom smiled at Ava. All right then. You go off to the adventure course and I'll go to my appointment and you can tell your health teacher we all did our homework. Oh, thank you. Ava forgot to sound casual. I mean, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. I think they're hoping the parents who don't take care of that stuff will get reminded when kids ask. Mom nodded. Not a bad idea, actually. She closed the dishwasher and tipped her head to look at Ava again. I'm really proud of you working through your anxiety like this. Ava nodded. I was kind of stressed earlier, but I'm fine now, she said. Then she added in her head, I will be anyway as soon as I know you're all right. Oh, wow. Okay, so we are on to chapter 24 tomorrow, and this is called Chicken Poop Bingo. So that ought to be a good chapter. Well, I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day. I'll post this immediately, and I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye, guys.